What you were talking about last time was a more assistant type of approach on the bot on the back end, asking you like, okay, see, this is trending. Do you want me to write 3 blog posts about this? Or I wrote 3 blog posts. Do you like any of them? Should I put them? Kind of like you would have a newly hired VA who's ambitious and hungry to make impact.
Exactly. So more the AI agents, constant AI agents within the organization, depending on different product areas. So if you're in the social media section, for example, it'll be proactive, provide you information. It already knows a lot more about your business. The way we're trying to envision is
so welcome, Fer Patel. Super honored to have you on today, and super thrilled to hear a little bit more about what's happening over at Go High Level. How are you doing today?
fantastic. How are you?
I'm super good, thank you. Um, so happy that you choose to join in. We met before. Super thrilled to meet you again. And I think we're all wondering here what's happening over at the department for the AI employees at Go High Level and what's about to come.
So, it's one of those things like what's not happening right now. We're working on so many different initiatives at high level. So I guess we'll start with the quick background on the AI employee product rollout. We launched it in October last year, right before Level Up. And from there, it's been a continuous innovation, improvement, iterations on the product itself. So, I lead up on more the agency side of the AI employee product. And the AI employee product, for those who don't know about it, it covers voice AI, conversation AI, reviews AI, and also handles content AI, workflow AI assistant, and the last one is funnel AI. So we have 6 different AI products bundled under the title of AI employee. So within this area, we are continuously improving and adding more functionality pretty much every week to the product itself in the various different products. And just today, conveniently today, we rolled out multiple releases related to voice AI, custom values, multiple languages now rolled out earlier today.
Really? I missed that one. It's almost like you need to put the notification set to on from the Facebook group to not miss any of the releases. There is a lot of them, right? I see you guys pushing daily, and you have a site, right, where you can follow this, like a schedule. I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, there's our release logs that people have access to through the. I don't even check through there because the change log.
That's
We
so
have a
much,
change log that
right?
people access. I get the updates within our internal Slack channels. Even there every day, I'm skimming through them to see what is relevant for me because we have a lot of releases happening across the various teams, various departments. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't even know the number of teams that we have. There's a lot of different teams working on different product initiatives within the organization.
Do you have a number on how many employees in total on Go High Level at current pace?
I think we have between 1,300 to 1,500 employees
That's
around.
crazy. You're growing rapidly in staffing too, right?
Yeah, all areas of the company we're growing, we're staffing up. As the product evolves, we have a lot more signups coming on board. Then they'll result in a lot more support questions. So we have to staff up on the support side. So there's a lot of continuous improvements in terms of the organizational structure itself. But even on the product dev side, where people see a fire hose of releases happening all the time, we have, if I were just to guess, I'm probably wrong, 45 different product teams working on different initiatives within the organization. And that's why there's a continuous feed of releases that are happening all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super interesting to see that your organization managed to pull such development off, even though the size of your company. I mentioned it before, but it's super like for us as agencies and resellers to partner up with a company in your size. You have a picture on kind of how the availability of a C-level on such company would look like, but the high level is the complete opposite. People are making conversation with you, with Sean, with other founders directly in the Facebook group. What do you think is the difference between high level and other enterprises in this size? What makes high level so great compared to the other suppliers?
That's an interesting question. I would, before high level, let's take high level out of the equation. If
Yeah,
you were starting your own company today, would
yeah,
you ever think of being this actively engaged in a Facebook community? Eventually, you're going to go at the beginning, just standard. I think any founder-led company will eventually say, "Oh no, I'm not going to handle Facebook. I'll have a support person handle Facebook. I'm going to focus on the more important stuff." That's what most people do if you see across any other platforms out there. But even myself, before joining high level, before getting involved in the high level ecosystem 5.5 years ago, that is one of the things that drew me into high level. How founders were, how engaged they were listening to feedback, how responsive they were, and how available they were. You
yeah.
have an issue, you bring up an issue, they'll be happy to jump onto a call. I've never seen that ever across any companies I've ever worked with, where a founder will jump onto a call with you or one of the main C-level folks. Is normally they'll pass it down to a support person, and support person will escalate. That's just a standard business practice, just that's what we're all used to. But from
Yeah, I swear, if you look up leading by example in Wikipedia, you will find a picture there of you and Sean and the guys,
the
doing a great job there.
you know, I think they've set their own precedent in a certain way that anyone that launches a company that is tech related and whatnot, now they have to build your Facebook community or a community because these are your evangelists. They're the ones who are giving continuous feedback. They're the ones driving your innovation. They're the ones who will be your biggest fans. You need to be
Can we
engaged.
talk a little bit about the feedback loop, Fer? Like, how does that look like? You yourself is very active in the Facebook group. You're listening to problems. You're asking people to jump on calls. You're referring them to other agents in the support organization. How does that loop look like?
So, one of the things I do, this is not mandated on me. That's not asked of me, but this is because I've been on the other side from the agency side. So when someone brings up an issue, there's no way the company's grown so big, the product is so big and so vast at this point that we don't have the answers to every single question anymore because the product is so detailed.
Big, right? It's too big.
There's certain
Too
areas
big.
that there's certain areas where someone will ask me a question. Literally, I have no idea what they're asking me. I know we have a product that will service that area, but I've never needed to use that section ever for my agencies or for my clients. So I've never had to go down that path. So what I would end up doing is finding a support person on our side that this is their subject matter expertise, or if I know other agencies in the community that this is what they do, they know well, I'll tag them in because I'll pull in from their expertise because it's rather tap in a subject matter expert, someone who's living and breathing it every single day. That's what they do. Pull them in. Hey, what do you think about this? Because they've been using this product or they've been using this feature for so long. So if there's something I'm aware of or in the domains I'm covering, and someone gives feedback, or the feedback just makes complete sense to me, you're right. Just from a user perspective, this does not make any sense because you can develop a product and it makes complete sense for you, and you think, yeah, that's perfect, you nailed it, you release it, and everyone's like, I don't understand. So this
Yeah.
is where at that point you're like, whoa, 1 second, you understand, what did we do wrong, what paradigm were we looking at that made sense to us? So we get the feedback from people. Then what we'll end up doing sometimes, like, okay, you mind jumping onto a call or send me a Loom video, what then do you understand about it, or what can we do to make it better? So if the feedback makes sense, it's like, oh, that makes sense perfectly. Then we'll bring right back to the product team. Hey guys, look, this is the feedback we got immediately for the product. We need to make these changes because it makes sense. So we will incorporate feedback, in a quick, continuous process. If it's quick little fixes, UI changes, UX changes, some button changes, some explanations, we can do that within a couple of days, rolled out right away. If it's a whole structural change or a new feature, then new features, we will go through a process of, is this a relevant feature? Will help the agencies make more money, right? A lot of times we prioritize, or that's what the product team will prioritize, is we get a lot of feedback across the board. Even at the same time, myself, I'll bring in feedback saying, I don't like this. Can we change it to this? And the product manager's job is to push back a little bit, saying, okay, if we spend 2 weeks changing this for you, is it going to help you make more money? Or is it going to help you get more clients? Or is it going to help you save money? I'm like, no, I just want it to look differently. So they have to, that they bump that down in priority. They'll prioritize things that we know is going to help agencies generate more revenue or make it easier for them to close more deals or get more customers. So those are things we prioritize as our, priority one. Then we throw in the other ones as small little changes here and there, because what can be just something that may be bothering you aesthetically, we know it's an issue, but we're kind of prioritizing things that we know are beneficial from what we see and from the feedback we get from the agencies as well.
Yeah, and there's a great idea bank, right? So people can go there and post, and they can have other to vote on it to kind of get it up in priority to the
Yeah,
product owners, right? So it's a very slick process you have in place there, and you can really feel it as a reseller that we're in good hands. You know, when we run into problems, there is someone there to pick up. We're not standing alone in it. Of course, sometimes it's things that can't be solved immediately, ASAP, and then because there is a process to things, right? You have a first line, you have a second line, and you have a more technical department that might need to jump in, almost like the developers, if we can sort it in first or second line. But
yeah.
there's always someone there following up, and also someone keeping track on those tickets getting solved, right? The second line.
So one of the things that we do, I would say, we're very engaged in customer feedback, the positive and the negative. So when we hear negative feedback, we see it. We're very quick to jump onto the feedback and engage in it and get it resolved. The fact that someone had to go out of the way and post something as a complaint online, that means they're frustrated. That means we dropped the ball somewhere, we did something wrong.
Yeah, need to
Because
fix it.
like the fact that you did that, we acknowledge the fact, like you've been there, I've been there, to a certain point. I've dealt with customer support various companies in the past. You email them, they get back 48 hours later, you didn't answer your question, they give you a canned response. Then you're like, okay, hold on, that's not what I asked you. Then you respond back. Then 72 hours later, they may respond back to you, but you're getting now, as the days go by, and every time you get that response, now you get even more frustrated. It's like, seriously, guys, but what didn't you understand? Then you get to a point, everyone has their breaking points. Then in our case, since we have a Facebook community, people come to the Facebook community and vent and publish their issues there. And at that point, it gets to the eyes of others from our management who see it, and then other eyes will jump in to see it. Because as any organization, we have our level 1, tier 2 support. For the most part, they do a fantastic job. Every day you'll see one or two complaints, or maybe you'll see some escalations, but you're not seeing the hundreds or thousands that we're closing to the satisfaction.
Yeah.
So, there's a saying, for example, if let me see if I can paraphrase it correctly. You can say like you never get speeding tickets. I mean, you're like saying, I've never got a speeding ticket in my life. I'm like, fantastic. Do you drive? Like, no, I don't. That's why you never got a speeding ticket. In my case, yeah, I get 2 speeding tickets a year, for example. Why? Because I drive every single day. So there's a difference. If you don't try and you're not trying to get out there, you're not, engaged in the community, you never get the feedback. As the company grows, we're going to get support complaints. We take those things seriously. We have senior management involved. Every time we have an issue, we always try to diagnose, why did it get to this level? What did we do
Yeah.
wrong? We're trying to find the root symptoms, make sure it doesn't happen again. But like every company out there, no one's perfect. We never claim to be perfect. And when it does escalate in the community itself, our first thing is like, sure, let's take a number. Then someone senior jumps in. Then they're going to put some eyes on it. Like, why did it get to this point over here? Because if someone's posted a ticket, hey, I'm waiting for a response, and it's only been 3 hours, we see that as well. But the community doesn't see random complaints like that. They just see, oh, you guys are taking forever. It's been 3 hours. You sent a ticket, and someone's going to look at it. But the ones
Yeah.
that take, some of them are urgent. They escalate in the community, no problem. We get it. When it's urgent, completely understand it's serious for your business, anything critical for the business, and they're escalating, absolutely. We will be all hands on deck to make sure it gets resolved.
Yeah, and I think you can really feel that people know this by now. Anytime that is why the escalation tend to come in the Facebook group, right? But just by you accepting that, being there, asking them to submit the ticket if that wasn't done, which is the case sometimes too. I see people go there, they haven't even tried to resolve it with support yet because they know you guys are there. But I mean, you guys are doing a great job there, and it's really inspiring to hear how view on it is. We're gonna have Sean here the 25th as well, so I'm gonna run some of the same questions to him to get even more on the topic. You closed last year on 518 million USD, if I have my numbers correct. I mean, in big organization, there is, you mentioned, you have so many different parts of the system, right? There is rollout and there's updates and there's so much things going on. But there is a very, how to say, there is a very streamlined way of how you guys do your operations, both in your sales funnels. If I'm having a look at how high level the homepage, the ecosystem with packaging and the white labeling and the way you do things, it's bootstrapped and right. I would like to hear a little bit more on coming in as a new reseller or white label to go high level. Where do you recommend people to have their focus? There's so much to choose from. There are reviews, there is this, that, the other I can sell. Where
Yeah.
do we start in all of this?
Yeah, great question. So, before I answer that question, in terms of the financial numbers, that's a Sean question.
Yeah,
Ask him when you meet with him next week.
yeah,
Uh, I'm not sure what our numbers are because I'm not really not even focused on numbers. I'm just focused on ensuring that we are delivering on customer success, agency success. It sounds like a cliche, but that's literally my goal is just what can I do to help the agencies out? Because I've been on the other side. I just joined High Level 4.5 months ago, working for High Level directly. Before that, I worked in the ecosystem around it. I've been providing agency support in different capacities for 5 years, providing technical capacity, onboarding, snapshots, integrations, CSS, JavaScript, white label support, name it. I've been around the ecosystem, so I know the vast majority of the players from the I guess the original early adopters of high level 5 years ago. So, but anyone coming new to high level, obviously, is a world of a difference from 5 years ago to now. World of a difference. So, if you're coming now to high level and you're a brand new agency, so it depends on your, I guess, your starting point, where you are in your own maturity as a business person or an entrepreneur. And so the advice would be you have to separate the advice. If you're completely brand
can
new,
we split them into two? Can we split them into someone who's newly examined and kind of out of school, looking for something online to do to sell and make money, and a bit more senior who might have had some sales position, might have run a traditional agency earlier, a bit more entrepreneurial and along in the personal career.
yeah. So look, if you're brand new, come just graduating from university or college or even high school, doesn't matter. Depends on your aptitude itself. You're gonna come onto a platform like High Level. High Level out of the gate is a very complicated platform because it does almost everything. And what most people do, or from my experience, is everyone wants to learn everything in the platform, which is the biggest failure, the biggest mistake you can do. Do not try to learn the platform before you go to sell it. What I would recommend anyone does is watch some overview videos of high level. Look at different areas within high level. Find the thing that you resonate the best with, or you think this is something I can sell. Search what other people are doing out there. Find something you like. So the lowest hanging fruit that everyone can relate to is reviews. Easiest. It's easy to explain, easy to set up, it's easy to get going because everyone needs reviews. So if we work on an example of reviews, someone brand new starting up goes, I want to sell reviews. What do they need to do? They just need to learn how the review system works. How do you integrate a GMB, Google My Business? How do you integrate Facebook? So that's set up. How does that whole review section work? How do you send out reviews? You need to understand, okay, the widget, how do you apply the widget if someone wants a widget, and it reviews AI. So learning reviews is 1 day or 2 days of work. Then you kind of test it out, play with it, so on. So now you learn reviews and you know it well. Then you obviously want to do additional things. You don't just, what people a lot of times do is just pigeonhole themselves just on the platform. So I'll only do that. But there's a lot more things you can do. So when I moved into the marketing world from coming from the fintech world, I'm brand new to high level, brand new to marketing, but I already had experience as a whole. What I did was I would find someone within my community, my friends, my family, my network. I would reach out to them and offer them reviews. And they're a brand new restaurant. They're getting started up. They had like 200 reviews, and the reviews were 4.1, 4.1, 4.2. That's kind of on the lower side for restaurants. You want to stack it up as much as you can. So I often like to help with reviews. And I was using another review system at that point. But then I augmented that with, you know what, let's print a business card, put a QR code on the business card. Then I explain to them what you can do. So I'm advising them because restaurant owners, they don't know anything about reviews. They know reviews are important, but they don't have time to think about it. Your job as that marketing consultants, come and give them advice that you see. And just tell them this is how it works. And you can learn that just from trial and error, from experience, or just watching some videos. So I set them up. I literally just printed a business card, went to Vista Print, mailed myself 500 cards, gave it to them. So when they're in the restaurant, I told them whenever you go see someone or enjoying the meal, show them the card. Hey, would you mind leaving us a review? It has a QR code, scans, and brings them to Google My Business. And their reviews went for 4.1. Over the next couple of months, they stacked up to 4.7. They went from 200 reviews. I think last time I checked, now 2 years or 3 years, they have 2,900 reviews. And now when you're in a touristy area, so now if you're coming from out of town, you're looking for food, and you see a place with 4.7 stars and 3,000 reviews, you're not going to hesitate. You're like, I'm going to go there. Because if you're traveling out of town, I do the same thing. If I go to another city, I look for a restaurant near me. I am not going to take a chance on a place that has low reviews and bad reviews. I don't want to get sick. I don't have bad experience. I'm here.
I was about to say that that's the quickest ticket to the stomach sick, you
So
know.
it's just the thing is, this is just the human side of it. Forget the business side. So apply that within the business now. Everyone needs reviews, and it's the easiest thing to sell. If you're an 18-year-old kid, 20-year-old, doesn't matter. Hey, I can help you get more reviews. This is what I do. I'll set you up for free for the first month. Start showing the process, right? But obviously, if you're going to set them up first month, you need a way of being able to pull in reviews. You can't just sit there. So how do you do it? You be proactive. Give them the review cards. Maybe put a little poster on the wall. How to get more reviews, and then the AI kicks in. There's no cost really to setting that up except for your high level subscription fee. And you get one customer, you break even. You get three, you're in profit now. And then you just do the same thing. That's on getting the client. Then you start prospecting. How do you find more clients like that? And the easiest way to sell a client in this space is walk into the place. They're not going to take a phone call. They're not going to check the emails. Restaurants don't check emails. So you go walk into the place, just show them, hey, this is what I can do for you. Check out this client. He went from like 3.8 stars. Now he's at 4.5 stars. Check this one out. You start just building a basic portfolio. Show them, I can do the same thing for you. I'll give you a free trial. If you like it after a month, stick with me. If you don't like it, you don't care, move on. When you give someone an option like that, no risk option and no cost to them, but then within 30 days they start seeing the results, they're not going to cancel on you because you deliver on your promise.
Sometimes I'm feeling that, but like when I'm introducing, we have two sides of the business, right? So there's the end clients on the one end, and there's the students on the other one who want to come in and with us and our service, right? You have your affiliate program. In that process, I see exactly the same thing you're speaking about here. They want to know as much as possible on the platform. We haven't that much focus on the actual technical side of things because it's the onboarding team. It's the team that needs to be good with the technique. My job as the agency owner and the marketers, they need to sell in order to earn, right? And we have this idea that if I only learn everything about the product and I know everything in every corner of this, so I'm an authority, I'm a pro, I'm best at this, then everybody gonna want to buy from me. No, no. If no one knows you exist and you don't put yourself out there, going out of the comfort zone of knocking that door or picking up the phone, making a phone call, or doing the necessary actions needed to get enough people down to your funnel,
Yeah.
you're not gonna close anything.
Yeah.
So we can sit and prepare and be nervous about we're not having enough of information. We're still going to have to take that first call, that unpleasant first visit in the restaurant when I barely can find my words, in order to do something that eventually gets you that first client. And
You know,
that would change everything, right? You have that first example to show I've made result for someone else, and you can call this person and ask him if you want. Yeah,
so, but this is not, you get different advices out there, right?
yeah,
Different groups tell you different things. You should never sell you should never offer your services for free. You're devaluing yourself, so on. But what I've seen from my experience with a lot of people in the industry, especially if you're getting set up brand new, they have that fear of getting started with a first client. They have that fear because once you take their money, now you're accountable. And now it's a nervous factor involved. However, if you don't take their money, you feel a lot more relaxed and you feel calm to set it up and you go all in, set it up, and then you get your first client and you see success. As soon as you get success, your confidence level goes from here to here,
yeah.
right? And without having that stress of like, what if I screw up? What if it doesn't work? What do I do with the money? Now I'm gonna look bad. Do I have to refund the money? Forget that. Get your first client, do it for free on a trial. Get your first client in, signed up, get them happy. They're happy. Perfect. If they're not happy, look, you screw up. Let's assume you mess up, it didn't work out. Saying sorry, it didn't work out. No problem. You part ways. There's no bad feelings, no one cares. But if you took
No
their
one
money,
lost
if you
maybe time then, but yeah,
their money, then the guys are saying, look, I'm not happy with this. I want my money back. Now it becomes a confrontational thing.
yeah,
So I would recommend, it's the same thing when I was working with voice AI on the season of AI, a lot of people, and so I would take a lot of calls and their biggest issue is, I'm afraid to sell it. Like, what if they say no? What if it doesn't work out? What if, because they didn't know the product. So just saying, I was simply just find one client, go in there, tell them you're trying to help them. You're gonna do it for free. You're gonna help them set up. You're consulting them. You're coming as an advisor. You want to help them. I got an amazing tool. I think it'll work great for you. You want to try it out for free. And if you're happy with it at the end of the month, then we set up a contract.
yeah.
So after that conversation, the person, had to go through a bit of a coaching process, and then 2 days later, she calls me up. I got my first client. How? I just offered to help her out. I knew I could help her. And what do you charge? It's like nothing right now. First month, I just want to get it going perfect. So now she got her first client. Now she has that momentum. Now she feels good about it. Then it becomes super easy because at that point, you can see when you go into a conversation you're trying to sell, there's those who are trying to do the hard sell. They're trying to sell you. And those are telling you, like, it's up to you. You decide. This is what I can offer you. You interested or not? The
Yeah.
ones that are not trying to
You
sell you,
know what you're sitting on. It's an energy thing, right? If I'm trying to oversell something, I'm trying to be too pushy. Take all these VAs that drops into your DM after you post in the group, just as an example. Hi, I'm a funnel level expert. This is my price. Buy, buy, buy. There is no chance that I'm even gonna look that direction. I'm not looking for it right now. I didn't ask for it. It's like someone stepping inside of your door without asking with their dirty shoes on. Uh, Instead of, having an approach to it where you help people without expecting anything in return, really, to build that kind of authority in any community. It doesn't have to be in a Facebook group or on LinkedIn, or it could be your local BNI, right? To go down there and show some people how to work some of the tools and what you can do without really like trying to sell them, just showing what you're doing, showing what amazing capabilities the system have. I mean, we are fortunate to have a product that beats any other product, the way I see it, on the CRM market for SME companies. And a really interesting report the other day from European Union. This might not apply so much in the US, but here in Europe, there's approximately 23% of all companies that has a CRM system today, which in our world, of course, we feel like what? Don't everybody have a CRM system? How can we live without a CRM system?
Are
You
you
know?
using Excel or Google Sheets?
Yeah. And you would be surprised. I've run into companies with over 500 million turnover that still works in Excel sheets, believe it or not. But there is consultancy brokers, there are more traditional operating industry companies that they are not on the system side of things. They haven't really, jumped on that train, and they haven't had to because they have a cash flowing business operating well. They've done the same way all years. They're not growing that much, but they have a working business model, and they good profits, right?
If it's not broke, why fix it? That's the way most people look at it, right?
Exactly, but there is where I see one of the biggest gold mines that we're digging in right now. Already cash flowing positive companies with 15 to 30 employees. There's in old methods and old legacy systems, and you can just come in and make the entire stack slicker, cheaper, quicker, more effective, and help with the whole follow up and task kind of things of operations. You apply that on a already working business, it becomes right and almost like a steroid to their already working business model. Compared to I'm running on uh, one-man band entrepreneurs with an idea of going somewhere. They don't really have a clear direction. They haven't figured out their offer, their business model. There's so much more to support such case and make it good and successful, right? It's almost like building a company for another person. Uh, Compared to I'm going here to an organization already working, they're doing things great. They might be a bit older in their way of thinking or building or doing things. And just by coming in and showing them the software, these companies understand the power of it. You don't have to do much selling, when they understand that, okay, we don't need a three JavaScript developer to maintain our integrations anymore. We don't need to have this expensive stack with our e-commerce solution that's been costing a fortune the last couple of years. The ad campaigns we're doing and don't get any report ons can all be integrated. As soon as they hear these things that can kind of give them that slick real-time report to have control over what they're doing in every area of the business, you all you close. Uh, it is I haven't I have set a model where we show upfront by the year to kind of create us a runway uh, and long timeline to ensure that we can build success for them, right? And it's been extremely helpful in a way. We get this from closers.io, I think I get it right, where we were talking scalability, and he was coaching us on how to set up our pricing structure in the early beginning of our setup. And it has been an absolute game changer because when you charge upfront by the year, I now also have enough funds to make sure that I can pull someone in and do a really good delivery on that client with that initial money, which gives me the runway to go out and meet with more clients and board more clients, right? Compared to I'm taking only monthly charge. I need so many more clients before I can take someone with me in on the fulfillment team, right? And sure that those delivery becomes so good that my clients is talking about me, wanting to leave reviews about me, wanting to spread the word to others about how amazing the software is. Super keen to have found Go High Level, I must say, Fer. And it's to be able to pull off these interviews and get more insights from you. I'm really grateful that you should jump on here with us and some information. If you would give three advice to watching this, what would
Three advice. So let me think about that one. I would kind of go back to what I said before. Don't try to learn the whole platform, right? What you should do is get a good overview of the whole platform. Just know all the different parts in there. So, and there's you can do emails, you can do SMS, there's WhatsApp capabilities, that there is call recordings, there is call attributions, there's a funnel builder, there's a workflow builder, all the different parts in there. You have just general idea of what it all does. Then go kind of focus on one or two things that you want to use to go to market and sell with. Focus on those things. And then if a customer says, oh, can you also do this or that? It depends on your confidence. Just say, yeah, we can do it. I'll get back to you. Because then you can go back, the platform already does it at that point. 99% sure the platform will do it. You just need to know how to do it. And the how depends on where you are in your stage. The how, you can either hire someone to kind of do that, hand it off to someone. Like, I don't know, I don't have time to learn Facebook ads. Hire someone to do that for you. You take in the contract for a certain price, hire someone to do it, and then kind of mirror and learn off of them. But make sure that what I do for anything I work with is I make sure I understand the product or the feature enough that I know what I'm expecting from somebody. So if I know it's going to take me 8 hours to do it, I'm expecting whoever else I hire should do it, and they're better at it. They should do it in less than 8 hours. If someone comes along, oh, it'll take me 25 hours to do it, I'm like, okay, thank you very much. You know where your limitations are so you don't get taken advantage of as well. But focus small. A lot of people say, you get advice, niche down, don't niche down. It all varies, depends on what marketplace you're in, what your reach is, what type of opportunities are. It doesn't matter. If you're doing reviews, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. You can just jump around. It makes no difference because reviews are reviews are reviews. If you're running a reactivation campaign, you don't need to niche down. You can just be in different ones as well. But focus on a few things. Get early success. Get some quick wins at the beginning. As soon as you get your wins right at the beginning, then you're gonna get you're going. Don't
That
spend
wind in the air is so important, right? Like the wind in the back to feel that you have that first win. It's three other wins as a effect, right?
too many people will get high level. They see, oh my God, I can do everything with it. And they try doing everything with it. And when you go trying to sell a client, I can do your emails, I can do your funnels, I can do this and that. You're just going features, features, features. No one cares about features. We care about features, but the business does not care about features. They care about the end result. Sell the outcome to them. I can help. What does every single business want? They want more
Well,
customers.
more. Yeah.
They want to get more customers and they want to make more money. So what are you able to bring to the table to achieve those two results? Don't tell them I got this amazing funnel build drag and drop functionality for you. They go, I don't care. What does that have to do with getting more customers? What you want to do is
Show me the money, honey, right? Show me the money, honey.
but the problem a lot of people is they start pitching all the features. A lot of people who are white labeling high level, they're gonna they might white label the platform and they say we are an alternative to this product and this product and this product and this product. Like, okay, you're appealing to people who just care about a feature base. Give solutions to people, right? Sell the vacation, not the journey. You never see ads. You never see a vacation ad telling you, "Oh, you got to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, rush through traffic, park, just bring the luggage there, get through the check-in, go board, get on a tight, cramped plane. Once then you're gonna be all tired. Then you arrive there. They cut all that out. They say you book your ticket. They show you on the beach.
Yeah.
Sell the destination. In
Yeah.
our case, we want to sell them the end result. Focus on the end result. Tell them what you can deliver for them. Right. Another thing
Number
is
one, let's frame that. Number one, focus down on one particular thing to sell and only that until you manage to do that, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Then, if I were to give another advice, then is, don't be afraid to have other, just hand off or outsource a few things to other people who are experts ahead of you. Because I was in the same trap. I'll give you advice based on my own experiences and the mistakes I made. I I learn everything. I want to learn everything about every product, right? That's me. But when you do that, you get a high level subscription month number one. By month number 8, you still haven't got a client yet because you're still trying to learn the platform. And there's no better way to learn a platform than a client you've just onboarded who says, I need this. Then you're going to hyper focus on what they need. If you're trying to learn the platform, you're going to watch the funnel videos every single day. It's just theory for you, right? So imagine you go to university and try and take a course, but you're not registered. You're just auditing. You're not going to pay attention. If you're actually taking the course and you have a final exam, you will be paying a lot more attention. In this case over here, make sure, get a client hyper focus on what you're trying to do. And if you don't have that skill set, there's hundreds or thousands of people you can engage, hire, and hand off to so they can become part of your support network. If you try doing everything yourself, it may work great at the beginning if you have a lot of time, but eventually you're going to be working too much. You're going to be trying to build a product and work on the product, try and do sales, then you get into a vicious cycle. Do I do fulfillment or do I do sales?
Second, outsource.
I wouldn't say outsource, but get an extension or someone that you can work with. Or outsource, I don't want to hand everything off to somebody. I want to work with you. Hire someone on board. They're working closely with you, so you're learning it at the same time. Make sure you want to learn everything as well, because the worst issue is what if they leave and now you need to fix something for the client.
So
You
kind
don't.
of a backup, or we have someone who's really skilled with the platform already, maybe at the rate when you in your early days, to back you up if you have things you can't take care
Yeah,
of.
and you
Yeah,
also have in the high level ecosystem, you have a lot of white label support companies as well.
yeah,
Provide you the backup for your needs as well,
yeah.
right?
I'm to have Mario on here as well, um, which probably be a good candidate to talk a little bit about fulfillment and then getting white label support, and I'm gonna wanna touch that with him.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess
it's
the third last
yeah,
one, don't be afraid to screw up. You will make mistakes. Mistakes will happen. No one's perfect. When it is, the number one thing, at least, what I would appreciate, and I hope others would appreciate as well, is if you're gonna screw up, don't try to hide it. Be very upfront to the client, like this happened. Be up, a lot of people appreciate, you're not an expert, mistakes happen. Be genuine about it. If people lie or they try hiding things or being deceitful, it will backfire because you lose trust or credibility if you get caught,
yeah.
right? There's
And
nothing
it's
worse.
community too. I mean, we're a big community now. You don't want to be the one saying things that's not accurate because it will fall back in that group so quickly. Like everybody here, if they're not sure about something, this is the first place that you turn to, right? And you question. And
Yeah,
I've seen some nasty examples of people pulling things that might not be ethical, right, and how they communicate with clients, and then it backfire by those people coming into the group and posting like profile pictures and things. So
yeah. Look,
uh,
there's a lot of things people see, but this just again not high level related. This is just in life in general. If you screw up, admit it,
yeah,
right?
100%.
Because at that point, what's a client gonna do? Like, yeah, either he's gonna get upset, like, I don't want to work with you anymore, but you admitted it, or it's like, look, we all screw up, just don't make sure it doesn't happen again, or no problem. What we do to fix it, right?
Yeah, you
But
earn a lot of trust on that. Admitting to mistakes, picking up and taking accountability for whatever you did wrong and make it right. That will just make the relationship stronger, right? Because now you know that I'm trustworthy. I came to you. You didn't have to come to me because of a finding. I actually came and said, this is wrong. Now we need to do something about it. And I know it's my fault. So I'm also compensating you, making sure I fix whatever I did wrong, right?
I,
Now
I
you
don't,
know I'm trustworthy.
I don't know if you ever read that book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence Others.
No, but it's on my bucket list. And I've heard the title probably
Yeah,
10
it's a
times now.
fantastic
I
book,
need to get
easy
it done.
read. I'm just trying to, what your example you're bringing up relates. There's a story in there where there's a famous pilot. He's an air show pilot, and he had one of his assistants or employees working for him, and they flew his flight, his plane, and when the plane took off, it started running into engine problems because that person put the wrong fuel in there. They used the wrong one. So the guy didn't crash. He came down, whatever. He's at the land, and now that guy was terrified. He's gonna get fired out of the industry, whatever. But the pilot came up to him and says, "All right, I need you to, I need you to clean up everything, do this, and get it all set up." Like, and he's questioning, like, "You're not going to fire me?" No, I know you're never going to make this mistake ever again. Never will you make that mistake, right? So it's just a story over here. He's like accountability. People, it depends on the person's personality. And if someone makes a mistake and it was a bad mistake, they'll never do it again because they learn from that experience. Whereas if you hire someone brand new, you always you have to go through that whole evolution process with someone new. And what if what mistake could they make on you? They delete the wrong file on you. If someone's done it once, they're not going to do it again, hopefully, right? So accountability is huge. So what was three? What was the number one? Number one is
Number one, focus on one thing.
focus on one
Secondly,
thing.
find someone who can kind of support you technically if you get in a situation you feel like you can't solve yourself. And thirdly, kind of
Accountability.
accountability. Don't be scared to do mistakes, right?
Yeah.
We let them share the third place there. I have another question. I think that could be curious for all of us. On the voice AI side of things and on the bot side of things, what is happening and where can we expect Go High Level to be within the next 6 months in terms of cool features and
So our voice AI product is still its infancy stage. We're still rolling it out. As of today, we have rolled out 6 new languages: French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch. There's one more in there that I'm forgetting.
Italian maybe?
What's that?
Italian?
I think so. I have to check the list. It was on the list before. So we have multiple languages rolled out, and that's phase one. As AI progresses and evolves, as well, we'll have a lot more languages we'll be rolling out. Um, the quality is going to be improving month by month, as well as the models change on the back end, the pricing changes, the whole infrastructure changes. So there's going to be a lot of evolution over there. And as well, we plan to start bridging the gap between our products, whereas your conversation through chat will continue on a voice, or voice can go to chat. It'll be the same AI employee retaining the conversations. It'll have full context of the conversation. So it's right now we have 2 separate products as we roll them out separately, but now we're going to be bringing them together. Just more, we're trying to give a better unified experience and going towards a mandate becoming more AI focused as an organization. You're going to see a lot more AI involvement within the experience to be more proactive versus being
Yeah, we
reactive.
touched that a little bit last time we talked. Do you remember that? We were talking about it being today today you're prompting something like you tell the AI to do something and it goes out and does exactly that, or it helps you to perform that particular task. But what you were talking about last time was a more assistant type of approach on the bot on the back end, asking you like, okay, I see this is trending. Do you want me to write 3 blog posts about this? Or I wrote 3 blog posts. Do you like any of them? Should I put them? Kind of like you would have a newly hired VA who's ambitious and hungry to make impact.
Exactly. So more the AI agents, the concept of AI agents within the organization, depending on different product area. So if you're in the social media section, for example, it'll be proactive, provide you information. It already knows a lot more about your business. The way we're trying to envision is when you log into your account and you have so many different things to do, these agents will now be able to fulfill certain roles for you. You proactively information, and you just have to say yes or no, or go back and modify this. Versus you thinking about, oh, I need to write a blog. Okay, let me go to the section. Let me say, okay, I want to create a blog. It'll be more proactive. So based on certain trends happening right now, or if you a certain season, hey, let's start working on your Thanksgiving promotion. I wrote a email ready to go for you based upon what you're selling right now, what we know about your business. What do you think about this? Then it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to say, yeah, I want to send it right away. You're going to look at it, say, it's pretty good, 70% of the way. Now you'll spend a few minutes to modify it. Okay, I'm good. I'm happy. Let's send it off. But if that agent did not come and tell you about that information, it did not prompt you about that information, you're probably thinking, yeah, I'll work on the email tomorrow, and you're going to rush it out last minute. So we want to be more proactive, giving you insight, giving you feedback. So you just have to acknowledge or confirm things versus having to actually do it, because that's the hard part.
And this will in much operate by learning from the one that have success in the system, right? That's the approach to it, that you have all these clients that you see is doing really, really well.
Yeah.
To be able to kind of measure what is the red line here on success, and how can we make sure that these agents are helping our other clients to the same action, right? Or the
100%.
same results. That's super it's interesting and can't wait to put teeth into that. I want to thank you again, Fer, for joining in and to speak with us like this. Hope to see you here again.
For sure. Absolutely. I enjoyed it.